Becky hangs from a 2,000-foot TV tower to conquer her fear of heights, but it was about to become the worst decision of her life. A few months ago, her life shattered during a mountain climbing trip with her husband Dan. A freak accident caused his harness to snap, leaving him dangling helplessly from the cliff. By the time Becky and her friend Hunter reached him, it was too late. The tragedy left Becky broken, haunted by guilt and grief. Hunter, a thrill-seeking YouTuber with a zest for adventure, refuses to let Becky drown in sorrow. She convinces her to face her fears head-on by climbing an abandoned TV tower in the middle of the desert, a rusted 2,000-foot relic. The plan: scatter Dan's ashes from the top to give his soul peace and help Becky reclaim her life. Reluctantly, Becky agrees, desperate to move forward. The climb begins, but the tower is a death trap. Rusted rungs creak under their weight, and every step feels like it could be their last. Becky's stomach churns with fear, while Hunter, unfazed, climbs with reckless confidence, urging her on. Against all odds, they reach the top, a tiny platform swaying in the wind. Becky scatters Dan's ashes, and for a fleeting moment, she feels a flicker of peace, as if Dan's spirit is finally at rest. But their triumph is short-lived. As they start their descent, the brittle ladder collapses beneath them, stranding them 2,000 feet above the ground with only a small bag of supplies. Panic sets in. There's no cell signal, and their backpack containing water and food slips and falls, snagging on a satellite dish 30 feet below. Desperate, they type a cry for help on the phone, stuff it into a shoe, and toss it toward the ground, hoping it'll pick up a signal below. But their hope shatters when the phone smashes against the tower's metal frame. Then they spotted a box on the tower. Inside, a flare gun and binoculars offered a glimmer of hope. Through the lenses, Hunter saw two people near an RV in the distance. She fired the flare and they saw it, but instead of helping, the strangers stole Becky and Hunter's car and vanished. Days crawl by and the scorching sun beats down. Hunger gnaws at their stomachs and their water runs dry. Desperation pushes them to a risky plan. Hunter will climb down to the satellite dish to retrieve the backpack. She makes it to the dish, but in a heart-stopping moment, she crashes into it and falls silent, her body motionless. Becky, alone on the platform, clings to the illusion that Hunter is still with her, talking, planning, and urging her to keep going. At dawn, driven by primal instinct, Becky gently catches a vulture perched on her foot and satisfies her hunger to gain strength, feeling both relieved and empowered. But when she glances down, the brutal truth hits her. Hunter's lifeless body lies crumpled on the dish. Hunter she's been talking to was just a hallucination. Grief crashes over her, but Becky refuses to give up. Summoning every ounce of courage, she climbs down to Hunter's body, tears streaming down her face. She types a final message to her dad on her phone, slips it into her shoe, and ties it to Hunter's body. With a heavy heart, she pushes her friend's body away, praying the phone will reach the ground intact. Miraculously, the message gets through. Her dad receives it, and soon a rescue team arrives, pulling Becky from the tower's grasp. She's saved, but the cost is unbearable. She's lost her husband, her best friend, and part of herself, but she survived.